Hello and welcome to a Modern Horizons 3 draft video. I'm Paul Cheon and today we are sitting at rank number 24. Got a nice little trophy with everybody's favorite Writhing Chrysalis, or everybody hates Chris, of course. But we had a nice little Teamer Eldrazi deck and we were able to get it done. So hopefully we can crack the top 10s in this next draft video. Now before this draft starts, I did want to say that this video is brought to you by a couple of sponsors. The first sponsor being TCGplayer.com. TCGplayer.com is your trusted source for all trading card games in the United States. You can search for the latest TCG singles and sealed products from hobby shops across the country from the comfort of your own home. They have a buyer safeguard, which guarantees that you'll get exactly what you ordered in the right condition or your money back. Additionally, for you international viewers, TCG Player also ships sealed product across the world. So if you want to buy TCG singles, make sure you check them out. Affiliate link is in the description below. Additionally, this video is brought to you by HeavyPlay.com. HeavyPlay is the card gaming accessories brand that'll improve your gameplay and game day. If you want premium deck boxes, sleeves, playmats, and dice boxes, HeavyPlay.com is the place to go. HeavyPlay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Guide of Souls. That's, Winter Moon is not in fact a Guide of Souls. Okay, let's take a look at this pack. At Uncommon, we have Emrakul's Messenger as the card that really stands out. Guardian of the Forgotten is just kind of okay. You would think a 4-mana 4/4 Vigilance with upside would be awesome. In this format, it's just okay. Rush of Inspiration is a decent spell land, but I think the best card in this pack is the Galvanic Discharge. A fantastic card in any deck, and especially good in the energy decks. It's just a nice cheap way to just kill anything extremely large. Breathe Your Last is a decent removal spell, and I think probably the second best option at common, but nothing beats Galvanic Discharge. This is, in my opinion, the second best common in the set, right behind, of course, Writhing Chrysalis. And now okay, well, easy draft, I guess. Well, a rare was taken out of this pack, and a rare, one rare pack, but a 5 uncommon pack nonetheless. But there's nothing here that's even close to Amped Raptor. Amped Raptor, I believe, is the best uncommon in the set, and following up a Galvanic Discharge, this is an extremely easy Amped Raptor. What's even the second best card in this pack? If you're trying to do the energy thing, I suppose Bespoke Battle Wagon is interesting, but outside of that, nothing is really all that exciting here. So, very, very happy to take an Amped Raptor. And then, wow, what a start here so far. That's another Galvanic Discharge. And this pack has a lot of good red stuff. There's a Pinnacle Monk, a Fanged Flames, and a Discharge. And then for blue-white energy, there is a Riddlegate Gargoyle, which is also very strong, and then a Snapping Voidcraw. But for us, extremely easy Galvanic Discharge. My only concern in this pack is the fact that we're passing both Fanged Flames and Pinnacle Monk. But of course, there's not too much we can do about that. But you can't really ask for a much better start so far in kind of an energy start with Double Discharge and Amped Raptor. Moving on to this pack, we have a couple of options. Arena of Glory I like, but I don't know if I want to take it over a good spell. So here we have Horrific Assault, which is a very, very good bite spell if we wanted to do the red-green Eldrazi thing. Cursed Wombat is a little bit too difficult to cast. There's also Drowner of Truth, which is okay. There's Demon Inferior. Not seeing any of the white energy cards, so there's Demon Inferior and the Unicorn. But I think those are it's a little early to be taking the Unicorn. So the question for me is, do I want to take Horrific Assault or Arena of Glory? You know what? I'm gonna take the Arena of Glory. I just feel like green's probably not gonna be open. So I'm just gonna take this because I feel like if we want to do the energy thing and really, really well set up for energy with our first 3 picks, it's better to take the Arena of Glory there, just because there wasn't anything that was particularly good in an energy deck outside of the Arena of Glory. Now we have the option between Solstice Zealot, which is just a really good energy card, and the Cranial Ram. Now, if I want it to be artifacts, the Ram is better, but I do think Rakdos is significantly worse than Boros Energy. So I will take the Solstice Zealot here, even though I do see a Cranial Ram in this pack. But if we, for example, end up seeing a bunch of Rakdos cards late, of course, we're happy to switch. Here we have Glasswing Grace versus Conduit Goblin. Conduit Goblin is amazing in red-white, so I will slam this here. I do love Glasswing Grace, and Rush of Inspiration is also fine, and the Unicorn's also fine, but Conduit Goblin is a cut above in this style of deck. And here I will take Thraben Charm over Arena of Glory. I don't think I want too many copies of this card, and this is just a really, really solid removal effect that I'm happy having in my Boros decks. There's also Perilous Landscape if I wanted to potentially delve into blue, because of course Jeskai is the energy colors, but I do think Thraben Charm is too strong to pass here. All right, so our interaction is looking fantastic here. Double Discharge and a Thraben Charm. Here we have Nyxborn Unicorn versus Ral in the Implicit Maze. As much as I like the Unicorn, this card has been absolutely amazing for me. So I will take it here as kind of my one top-end card to play. We are really, really good on interaction, so I do need to prioritize some cheap creatures moving forward. That's what my plan will be. Jolted Awake I actually don't mind as well. So certainly something I don't mind playing in my energy decks. We are light on creatures right now. We have 3. So definitely going to put more emphasis on any cheap energy creature that we see. Because our interaction is fantastic. What could we have taken Arena of... Oh, I could have taken, I guess, a Unicorn over this. Here we have the choice between Sarpadian Simulacrum and Skoa. They're both kind of mediocre in red-white. I guess I'll take Skoa as just a better top-end card, but I'm not really looking forward to playing something like a Skoa, but if I absolutely need something at the top end of my mana curve, I suppose you could do a little bit worse. Wow, look at all these green cards. Is there a world where we swap to red-green? I guess there is, so I will take the Dread Mask, because I think that's the card that's most likely to make our deck if we make the swap into red-green, although I think we're pretty firmly in red-white here. Oh, the Unicorn tabled. I am happy enough with that. It's not ridiculously powerful, but it's really, really important in your red-white decks to just have the right number of 2s and 3s just to be able to curve out, and the Unicorn is fine. Certainly very, very good if you can pick up some Mandibular Kites, because that way on turn 3 you can go turn 1 Kite, turn 2 Unicorn, and then put a counter. Here we'll take a Kami of Jealous Thirsts, and... probably not playing the Skoa. Alright, what red-white cards are available? Man, I just wanted a red-white creature. Was that too much to ask? There's a Thraben Charm and a Razorgrass Ambush. We're looking pretty good on playables. I'm kind of considering just taking this Razorgrass Ambush as a spell land over the Thraben Charm, just because we're looking like we're pretty good on interaction already. And I think I'm going to have enough playables, so... yeah, given what we have so far with Double Discharge and Thraben Charm, I think I can just go ahead and take the Razorgrass Ambush. Necro Dominance, really, really cool in that modern deck. Saw, some members of Team Channel Fireball playing that. But I will take Razorgrass Ambush as a spell land just because I think we're going to have more than enough playables here. Skoa, whatever. We'll just put everything in for now. Okay. Slamming the Area Auxiliary. What else is there in this pack? There's a Cursed Wombat, a Glaring Fleshraker as some of the more powerful cards, along with an Emrakul's Messenger and a Refurbished Familiar. I am glad that I didn't go into black. I just felt like we saw the Cranial Ram and nothing else, so this does feel like as good of a lane to be in of lanes that were available, and an Area Auxiliary is the best white common in the set. This card is amazing. And this really, really incentivizes you to just make sure you overload and 2 and 3 drops, just so that you can play this on turn 4 and make sure you get the double support out of this card. And what do we have here? Okay, so there's a Reiterating Bolt, Thriving Skyclaw, and Conduit Goblin. And in my opinion, it's a very, very easy Conduit Goblin. This card is fantastic in the archetype. You want 2 drops, it just does everything that you want. Reiterating Bolt is fine, but we already have a good number of interaction. We have lots of ways to deal with small creatures as well, and I think it's far more important to have the creatures. And I think Thriving Skyclaw is fine, but more filler level, just because there's only so many 4s you can play. Auxiliary is one of the best options, and then of course, Scurry of Gremlins is also something that you want, whereas great 2-drops are much harder to come by. And now we have a pack with... ooh, this is interesting, actually. I'm not sure which one is better. Hexgold Slith versus the Smelted Chargebug. Now, I will say I know which one I like more. I like the Hexgold Slith more just because this gives you that dream of it growing over time. A lot of good blue and black cards out of this pack. So Hexgold Slith or Chargebug. I'm a sucker for the Hexgold Slith. The answer might actually be the Chargebug here, but I'm a sucker for the Hexgold Slith. I just like the fact that this just gives you the potential to just get out of hand. Whereas the Chargebug does give evasion, and let me know. What do you think? Hexgold Slith or the Chargebug? Here, I will take the Reiterating Bolt just because the other creatures available in this pack aren't particularly strong. There's Molten Gatekeeper and Simulacrum as the options. So we will go with the Bolt here. And any red and white creatures? No, there is an Abstruse Appropriation. Not seeing a lot of the... Not seeing a ton of energy this way around. But I don't know that I'm going to splash this. I'm just going to take a Shattered Landscape as a red-white land. It's fine to play like one copy of this in your Boros aggro decks just to make sure that you get the colors that you need. So, okay playing one copy of this. And now we have Feigned Flames or Ral and the Implicit Maze number 2. It's actually kind of interesting. I have a lot of ways to kill little things. I'm a sucker for this card, so I will take it. I don't actually know if that one was correct, but we have Double Discharge, Reiterating Bolt, Thraben Charm, and Razorgrass Ambush. Like, we just have a lot of ways to kill little things. This also kills little things, but this is a more unique effect, and it gives you a little bit of value over time. Wow, Kozilek's Command 8th pick is pretty wild to me, because I feel like that card is excellent in the Eldrazi decks. All right, we have, I guess, another red-white land. I could take one of these rares, but I think I'm just going to take the landscape just in case something weird happens, but I don't think I'm going to play both. Here, I'll take a Siege Smash, although I don't think I'm going to play it, just because I feel like my other spells are better. Right now, if I were to cut something, it would... Ooh, Skyclaw? Okay. I mean, we need some creatures, so this is fine. I'll take the rare this time. Probably just cutting the Skoa, honestly. And this is kind of the setup that we have right now. Maybe we can cut a Jolted Awake. And what do we have here? Well, there's Chris. We can certainly potentially splash it. I don't think that's actually good, though. So I don't think I'm going to take it here. And I know a lot of people are going to be looking at a specific rare out of this pack, but you know, this is a really underwhelming pack for us. I believe that the pick is Solstice Zealot, but I know a lot of people are going to look at Wrath of the Skies and say that's the card that you take. But this is not really a card that you want in your red-white aggro decks. This is the card that you want in like a blue-white energy deck, cards, or maybe a black-white mid-range deck. That's where this card really shines. I feel like Solstice Zealot, we only have 1/3 already. This is certainly something that we're interested in, to be able to slow down some of the bigger creatures, and I'm going to take it here. I do think it's better than Wrath of the Skies in red-white beats. Now we have the choice between Party Thrasher and Conduit Goblin. There's also a Mandibular Kite. I do think it's Conduit Goblin. I like the Party Thrasher, but I think the Goblin is just too important in this type of deck. This card is really good, too. If only it was a 4/1. If only it was a 4/1. But I do think the Conduit Goblin is a slight bit better in the red-white decks. All right, we are getting rewarded finally. Pack 3 being good to us. We got a Conduit Goblin, Solstice Zealot, Scurry of Gremlins. Excellent, excellent start here for pack number 3. And Metastatic Evangel. Excellent, excellent 2-drop here. We don't have too many ways to do counters. We have Auxiliary, Thriving Skyclaw, Hexgold Slith, I guess, and a Unicorn. But we are going to slam the Metastatic Evangel. One of my favorite 2-drops in the set. Very, very happy to pick that up. And yeah, this is looking like just a very, very solid base to an energy deck. And now, ooh, yeah, well, energy definitely seems to be open. Definitely not taking Ral in the Implicit Maze number 3. So it's between Static Prison, Conduit Goblin, and Mandibular Kite. Huh. I'm going to take the Prison. I don't have that many big creature removal effects, so I'll take it because I have triple Conduit Goblin already. This gets a little bit less good in multiples, and I think having access to... I have 2 Solstice Zealots now and a Static Prison and Galvanic Discharge, all as ways to kill big things. But that one might have been pretty close. Here... Nothing I'm too interested in. I guess there's a Rose... I guess I can take this Sarpadian Simulacrum. But I don't think that I'm going to want to play this. Oh, another Metastatic Evangel. Yes, please. Ooh, there's also a Kaith. which is quite nice, but I don't think it's worth the splash. I'd rather just take a premium 2-drop for my deck. There's Metastatic Evangel and the Charge Bug, but I love the upside of the Evangel. So gonna take it here. And what do we have? There's a Rush of Inspiration. I don't know that I want a second Jolted Awake, but the question is, do I want a tap land? It is a spell land, but I don't know that it's great in my deck in particular. I will take it, but I am not sure whether or not I should be playing this. I'll take a Wing It here as a combat trick. Horrific Assault 9th pick is just a travesty. That should never happen. Here we have Inventor's Axe, I guess. I don't know how much I like this card in this deck either, but I certainly don't want a second Skoa. So how does this deck look? Is this a Barbarian Ring deck? I don't think anything's a Barbarian Ring deck, so I'll take Infernal Captor maybe. Although I don't think I'm going to play it. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, Conduit... There's literally no red-white energy player. How do I get Conduit Goblin 14th pick? That's insane. What? Okay. I'll take it. We're in the right colors, I suppose. Okay, so this is the deck that we have laid out in front of us. Great number of 2s. Could use a few more 3s, I guess. Maybe some Inspired Inventors, but I think this is kind of what we're going to go with. I'm definitely going to play the Shattered Landscape. We have some double red costed cards here as well. Going to play the 17 lands. The only question that I have here is whether or not I choose to play this Rush of Inspiration. Also, Arena of Glory might not be as good just because we have Scurry of Gremlins and 4 Conduit Goblins. So if this comes into play tapped a lot, then that might not be something that I'm interested in. Yeah, I'm going to cut this Rush of Inspiration. I already have 1 tap land, and I just feel like I want to absolutely minimize the number of tap lands I'm playing in my deck, and maybe do something like this. This gives us access to basically 9 white, 9 red, and it's pretty close to kind of what we need here. We have a lot of single white cards, no double white cards. We have a lot more white cards than red cards, but our red cards are double red. So, yeah, let's just run something like this and beat people down. Now, as we wait for round number 1 to start, if you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel, I do have a Patreon channel. Patreon.com/paulcheon will give you access to my Discord if you join the Patreon. And I think that is one of the best ways to improve your game in Limited. I am very, very active in that Discord channel, so I highly recommend checking it out. And shout out to all the current patrons. Thank you for the support. I really, really do appreciate it. So, let's do this. Oh, there was also an Inventor's Axe that I could have considered. I'm generally not a big fan of that card. Let me know what you think. Should I play the Inventor's Axe? Alright, turn 2 Conduit Goblin, and we just drew Amped Raptor off the top. We would love some lands. Oh, amazing. I will play... I'm going to play the land here. I will play the Amped Raptor here. Please don't have a counterspell. Please don't. I hate you! Alright, our opponent had the counterspell for the Amped Raptor. That's unfortunate. I just feel like the upside of... you basically almost just win the game if you can do that. If you can just resolve Amped Raptor turn 3 with 4 energy. So I just felt like the upside was worth it. I'm definitely going to just utilize my energy here to do as much damage as I can. Would really love another red source here if possible. The thing is, I don't really anticipate having to replicate the Reiterating Bolt anytime soon. So I just chose to use the energy there. Now, next turn I can go Thriving Skyclaw. If I draw a red source, rather. And this is literally the reason why I chose to go with a 9-9 split, even though I have like 17 white sources versus 13 red, just because I have the double red cards here. Our opponent is down to 12, but if we're not able to play another threat next turn, they will be able to stabilize just with all the cards that they have. So it's really, really important for us to be able to find a threat next turn or a mountain. So both are good options. That is unfortunate. I guess I'm just going to use a Bolt here to try to kill the Tempest Harvester. And then I'm going to save my energy now. After the Brain Surge, I think it's also really, really likely that they have a Wither Bloom or like a removal spell. So I think I want to just do this. And they had a Wither and Bloom. So really, really excellent curve here from the opponent. We're trying our best here, but I just don't know that we have enough pressure. Really need a mountain. Static Prison isn't bad, but... Alright, they are going full Dirtle here. But because we're not able to completely punish them, it's... I think this might be tough for us here. We'll see. Okay. Oh, goodness. Okay. I mean, I'm just playing my hand here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to use Static Prison just to get in for maximum damage. Alright, they're at 4. They're at 4. Again, if I draw a mountain, that's great. They're drawing a ton of cards. We use the removal spell on a less than... The thing is, if I didn't exile the Wastegate Battle Mage, they would have just traded with a Conduit Goblin and gone to 7. So I just feel like this Static Prison, getting them down to 4 is huge. And, for example, if they just play a big creature here, I can still potentially stabilize. We'll see. Ah, that is brutal. We drew Shattered Landscape. Oh my gosh. Do I want to get them down to 1? No, I'm going to keep my energy. The thing is, they're going to have something here. Yep. And I don't want to just lose all my energy because I do still have a Static Prison in play. But this will allow us to get a red source. So they're at 2 life, and I have the ability to give Thriving Skyclaw haste next turn. So they're going to need a pretty big card to be able to come back here. Breathe Your Last would be nice, because that would gain them 2 life. Put them up to 4. Although they might want to use it on the Thriving Skyclaw. But we'll see. Crossing our fingers here at this point. They have so many more cards, right? They have so many more cards. I hope their hand is just more unfathomable truths and a deep analysis. Abstruse Appropriation. Okay. I don't think they can play the Static Prison, right? Unless they have a colorless source. Are they going to just use Wither and Bloom? Do they think they could cast the Static Prison? I think so. It's like, no, you need the white mana. It's not as good as you might think it is. All right. Ah, oof. That one was close. It's okay. Rather, that one was closer than the life totals would indicate, right? Just because I feel like we were always one big card away from our opponent turning the corner, just because they were up so much on cards. All right, round 2. We are on the... Oof. Do I... All right, I'm going to believe in my deck. I drew all of my 4-drops. But I have red sources and white sources. I have Scurry of Gremlins, Thriving Skyclaw, and Airy Auxiliary on the play. But I don't have a 2-drop. But we drew a 2-drop off the top because I said I believe. I believe. Sadly, I couldn't give it haste. White Orchid Phantom. Oh. Oh, wow, they killed my land? What? I guess I should have held... I mean, to be fair, I didn't expect White Orchid Phantom, alright? Wow. Okay. Just gonna use the ambush here. Spell lands for the win, right? Next turn we can go kind of want to wait on the Scurry of Gremlins as possible, so I think I'm going to play Thriving Skyclaw just to try to get maximum value here with the Area Auxiliary. Granted, Scurry of Gremlins next turn, is it good? It's not even that great. Alright, Wither and Bloom on Hexgold Slith, sure. I drew Jolted Awake, which is actually not bad. I think that would be an excellent card to get back cards like the Area Auxiliary, for example. If I can draw a land, I might just get back the Hexgold Slith and cast the Area Auxiliary. Oh, it looks like they just have all the removal spells in the world. Which one do I want to get back? Probably the Skyclaw. One mana, get a Skyclaw back into play. Does not seem bad. And this allows us to double spell this turn, which is big. Yeah, we have infinite energy. What are they, just black-white all removal? Envoy of the Ancestors, okay. I'm going to give it a counter here just to play around another Wither and Bloom. I'll keep a land in my hand for Refurbish Familiar. I just don't need land number 6 anyways. And then, yeah, this seems pretty great. Scurry of Gremlins next turn will give us 10 energy total we can activate, so that's also really, really nice. They can put a counter on Envoy of the Ancestors and then attack me. Well, if they put it's sorcery speed, right? So if they do put a counter on Envoy of the Ancestors, I'll probably just tap it. And I don't think it's casting it, so you don't get the extort on the Sorin either. How much removal do you have? Sorin is nice if you can flip it, but we'll note that it's not the easiest to flip. But they did play 2 things that gain life, which is pretty nice. All right, let's tap the Envoy. Oh, I called it. Good thing I didn't play the land. Whew. I feel so smart right now. You don't even understand. I feel so smart. Here's a question. Does Scurry of Gremlins get it done? I have double activation available. Let's say I tap down the Sorin. They can still block here. So it might be better to just play the Solstice Zealot. Yeah, let's just attack. I'm not going to use the energy this time. They're at 7, and the Scurry should be able to kind of get them out of nowhere. This will give us access to 6 energy next turn. And the more creatures that they try to attack me with to try to flip the Sorin, it's honestly just not going to be a bad situation for me at all, right? So yeah, their entire game plan here is to flip Sorin, but I think with the Scurry, I'm just going to be able to deal enough damage. Let's tap down the Flyer. They're going to attack me with the Envoy, and Sorin's going to flip. And I'm going to take it. Alright, so they're at 11. Sorin flips. They're going to minus this to deal... I am a mere beast. Oh, wow. Guide of Souls as well? What is all these mythics? Alright. Is this going to be enough? Let me think. They block this. Whatever. I mean, I'm going to play it anyways, right? So. If they block this, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Unless their last card is like another removal spell or something. Whew! Alright, they had a really excellent deck. They had Sorin and Guide of Souls. Just fortunate for us that they didn't get the Guide of Souls going early. But we had a fantastic draw as well, and we are just slamming people with our red-white deck. I mean, red-white was open, we got all of the cards, so I feel like this deck has a really, really good shot at trophying. Okay, on the play again. Love to see that. We have 2 Mountains of Plains, Conduit Goblin, Nyxborn Unicorn, Solstice Zealot, and Thraben Charm. Probably just gonna go Conduit Goblin turn 2. Just sets us up the best. We can go Solstice Zealot turn 3 and attack. They didn't have a Galvanic Discharge, so they could have a Fanged Flames for the Goblin. Nope, it's just a Basking Broodscale. The question is, do I want to just like play Solstice Zealot and attack with both? So that this doesn't become a 3/3? Sure. Mostly because I have this Jolted Awake. Oh no. Yeah, it's the bite spell. Oh no, it's just an Adept. That's not as bad because they don't have another green source here. It looks like it is a removal spell though. Maybe it's a Fanged Flames. Oh, that makes it so much worse because I have the Jolted Awake, but... Our hand's kind of out of gas here. I think I'm just going to play the Unicorn, just to make my Thraben Charm better. And then I will... The question is whether or not... I'm going to just kill this Broodscale. Just, they could have combat tricks, they could kill my creatures in response. And I just want to have a decent-sized board. I can use the Zealot to tap stuff down. I might need to cycle this Jolted Awake to try to find more action. Smelted Charge Bug, okay. Not something that you often see in red-green. They could be more of like the red-green stompy-ish deck, I guess. Ooh, Conduit Goblin is not bad. Oh, that is very good, actually. Yeah, that's really nice. Because now I can give my Nyxborn Unicorn, turn that into a 3/2, and then mentor onto the Conduit Goblin. Yeah, that's incredible. Now the Jolted Awake gets better too if they have a removal spell, so... Oh, wait, no, that doesn't work. This doesn't have haste, so... Mentor, put a... on target attack. Okay, so I get to... No, it's still good. I still get to pump the Unicorn and attack with the Unicorn and the Zealot. Into a 1/3, so... Yeah, I mean, we're pretty lucky that Charge Bug was their best thing to do on turn 4. Alright, here I will play the Shattered Landscape, thin my deck out. 5 mana is not a bad place to be. We have Rowland the Implicit Maze in our deck. Probably getting a Mountain just because we have heavier red requirements. We only need 1 Plains in our deck. But Solstice Zealot being a 3/4 is pretty nice. This is a 4/5 Nyxborn Hydra, okay? Alright, so Solstice Zealot will be... Solstice Zealot will be tapping things now. No! Why? Why? They might block here. Just to stay at a high enough life total. Do I cycle this? I don't think so. The reason being is I feel like if they kill my Solstice Zealot, using the Jolted Awake to get the Solstice Zealot back is really, really strong. Because my board is really great, I can use the Zealot to tap down the Hydra. I think it's somewhat close. But I just want to have the ability to get my Zealot back and then give it haste and still tap stuff down. All right, 3-0. We cruising. Okay, looks like we're going to have to take our first mulligan here with 6 spells and 1 land. And certainly keeping this hand, and we'll put a land on the bottom. We are on the draw here. Keeping Plains Mountain, a bunch of 2-drops with an Amped Raptor. This hand is fantastic. You know what else is fantastic? Our opponent's choice of lands. Ooh, Emrakul's Messenger. That is very good. Huh. I'm going to go Conduit Goblin here over Hexgold Slith. Ooh, Horrid Shadow Spinner. That's really, really good. Lifelink. Alright, let's play Amped Raptor and hope not to hit Ral in the Implicit Maze here. Ooh, Galvanic Discharge, yes. Let's kill the Lifelinker. Let's give it haste. Alright. That was a good turn, I'm going to say. Next turn we can go Hexgold Slith, give it haste, and use Thraben Charm. Now, the Emrakul's Messenger is also annoying, but I feel like the Horrid Shadow Spinner is probably going to be a little bit better against me. Just because anything with Lifelink is just great against red-white. This just makes 0-1 chumpers. Alright, they're attacking. Interesting. Alright, so let's go Hexgold Slith. They're probably going to kill it, but what am I going to do? We will decline that. Alright, Consuming Corruption was very good. It looks like they're pretty well set up against the red-white energy decks. Our hand is still okay, but they're doing a good job of stabilizing here. I'm going to save the Thraben Charm depending on what they do. Feel like my life total is not going to be as relevant. If they play something bigger, I'd love to be able to kill that. Oh, and I drew Ral in the Implicit Maze. That's really interesting. I think I'm still more interested in... This allows me to play around the counterspell. And still just put more pressure. So I'm going to do this and play Ral in the Implicit Maze next turn. They probably just have like another silly removal spell or something. Oh, that also works. Why didn't they do that main phase, right? Because then they could have found like another creature to play. Well, they have 5 cards in hand, but they're down to 7. This Boros deck is a beating. Just need to avoid sweepers. We basically have a hard removal spell in Thraben Charm. Solstice Zealot also just taps down a big thing, so it allows us to continue getting in for damage. And if they play a couple of small things, we still have Ral and the Implicit Maze. Now, if they play nothing, we might still just run this out anyways, just because this is a source of action, right? I play this, and then on the following turn, I get to get some action going. All right, Scurrilous Sentry is in play. And then now what? Do they have another play here? It sure seems that way. Is it the Bone Splinters? No, Deem Inferior. Solstice Zealot. Do I want that card? Sure. I'm just playing this out, just to play it out. Alright, they're at 2 life. What do I discard? I guess it depends on what they play, right? I definitely want to just be able to haste out a Solstice Zealot just for maximum pressure. They're at 2 life. Static Prison is certainly good, but I feel like drawing 2 cards is also quite good, and I feel like I shouldn't just leave that on the table. Alright, another Scurrilous Sentry. You know, I actually probably just don't do phase 2. Honestly, like what... Static Prison plus Solstice Zealot is just way better, right? Oh, wow! This card 1 draw 2 is just so tempting. I'm gonna decline, though. Let's get the Sentry. Because this just put... They go to 4, and I have a Tapper in play as well. It's just like 2 removal effects, right? They gained a bunch of... I mean, that was like the best possible combination of cards. They went Sentry into kill my creature, gain 4. A Cursed Marauder. I'll sack the Amp Raptor here. Goodness! Do you ever run out of gas, opponent? Holy cow! Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this still taps down to Kami, but wow. Now they get to drain me as well? Man. Whatever. Let's tap this down. Oh, that's pretty good. I still want to keep an active Solstice Zealot up here. Now, if they miss this turn, we have lethal. Looks like they're not missing. Oh, it looks like they're probably going to sacrifice Kami of Jealous Thirst. Okay. Alright. What you got? If they have another Consuming Corruption, that would be pretty sick. But they're at 4 life. If they just have any normal removal spell, they're just dead. Oh, they could have Breathe Your Last, huh? Do I use this energy? No. Yep. That's why I didn't. Alright, they're at 1 life. We have an Evangel. We have 3 lethal attackers again. They have all this removal that's gaining them a bunch of life. Can we get them? They're at 1. They're at 1. Sneaky Snacker, okay. Sneaky, yes, we got them. Wow. Wow. They had a solid blue-black deck. But our deck also coming through for us, and we are now ranked number 22, and we are 4-0 with our very clean red-white energy deck. Let's keep it going. Alright, opponent on the play, we have 2 Plains Mountain, Thraben Charm, Scurry of Gremlins, Thriving Skyclaw, and Rally the Implicit Maze. I know I don't have 2s, but I'm on the draw with 3 lands and all spells. Like, I'm gonna keep this. And also, our deck just has like 9 2-drops and a Mandibular Kite. So we are highly, and double Galvanic Discharge. We're just highly likely to find things to do on turn 2, a thing to do on turn 2 or turn 3. And then, of course, if we draw Mountains, we can play the Thriving Skyclaw. And then also Rally the Implicit Maze. Okay, we drew Solstice Zealot, so that gives us something to do on 3. And people are in love with their blue-black decks recently. Psychic Frog? Oh, no. Turn 2? Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. This puts counters? Oh my gosh, that's so brutal. I don't even... Do I just block? Force him to pitch a couple of cards, and then we'll reevaluate later. The Static Prison would be obviously an amazing draw. Okay, I'm just... Yeah. Hey, every now and then you're just gonna get rared out, and it's okay. Like, we're probably gonna lose to the Psychic Frog, turn 2, and there's a reason why this is the best Dimir rare. Actually, I'm not sure. Does Psychic Frog have a higher win rate than Crabomination? Yeah, this is just an absurd start. Like, this is unbelievable. Psychic Frog Shadow Spinner into Mindless Conscription? What? You bring your Dimir block constructed deck, bro? They discarded Crabomination! What the hell is this? Oh my gosh, this is like the best Dimir deck I've ever seen. Woo! Hats off. Hats off. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. I'm going to save my brain cells and try to win my next few matches. That one, we're not beating that. They're going to have a 9/9 token. We don't have a lot of hard removal, so we can just try to tap things down indefinitely, but let's just put it this way. Our opponent discarded Unfathomable Truths and Crabomination on a board that they were already extremely ahead on. What can they possibly have in their hand? Okay, we are on the play with 1-drops, 2-drops, a Mountain, and a Plains. We have a Scurry of Gremlins at the top end of our mana curve. Only 2 lands, so obviously if we can hit a couple lands, that would be ideal. Our opponent went Bountiful Landscape turn 1. Makes me think they're in Eldrazi deck. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna go Conduit Goblin here. Oh man, Conduit Goblin into the Unicorn is awesome. Probably just better than the Slith, to be honest. Alright, turn 2 Amped Raptor. Hopefully they miss. Nope, they hit Tune the Narrative. Goodness. So let's kill the Raptor. And figure out which 2-drop I want to play. Which one's better, you think? The thing is, with this, I can mentor. I guess I'll do the first Striker. I'm not even sure if this is correct. It's kind of close, I think. But this becomes just like a really difficult to deal with threat by itself, right? So that's kind of the thought process here. Malevolent Rumble into Titan's Vanguard. Okay. So they're just an awesome teamer deck here. Should I just Scurry? Scurry gets me 4 creatures. Yeah, let's just Scurry. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're gonna block here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Do I want to use this energy? No. Do I want to get them down to 5? Because I have this as an option next turn if I really want. So we'll just wait. The ability gets better, like, the more creatures I have in play, so... And if they kill my Conduit Goblin and I use this, then I can't use my Unicorn. And the thought process here for not using this is... Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think they're just dead here, though. I can just play Unicorn, give everything haste, beat downs. All right. They block here, 3, 6, 9, 12. Scurry of Gremlins getting it done. They had a nice curve too, but this is what happens. Peak Boros on the play. Just smashing faces. 5 and 1. Two more. Okay, opponent on the play here, but we have Mountain Plains, Razorgrass Ambush, so 3 lands, Thraben Charm, Conduit Goblin, Auxiliary, and Scurry of Gremlins, so easy keep for us. Question for me is whether or not... oh, they have Devourer of Destiny. Okay, well, we gotta kill them before they do that. The question is whether or not we want to play this Area Auxiliary turn 1. They're probably gonna keep the Basking Brute Scale here. Actually, no, they kept the land, I guess. Alright. Well, we drew a Shattered Landscape, so that makes things easy. We're just going to go ahead and get a Mountain here, as we already have 2 white sources, and we have double red cards. Might actually just not need to play the Ambush anymore, just because the very first draw step, we immediately drew that. Oh my gosh. Alright, so we're playing against a busted Eldrazi deck. Like, what? You can still do this? Alright, I shouldn't complain. I had 2 Writhing Chrysalis in the last draft, but I can still be salty about it. I can still be salty. Maybe they don't have a red source. If they don't have a red source, they might just take the Wumpus Aberration, which is still incredible. Nope, they do. All right, we're dead. We're just dead. We're dead. We're dead. Not much else you can say. We're dead. This is the highest win rate green common, and a large part of it is because it helps you find this thing on turn 3. I'm hoping they have a landscape at least and it slows them down. No. Wait, why did they take this over the Wumpus Aberration? Okay. I don't really want to attack this turn because they have the Repurposer. Because that allows them to play the Devourer next turn. I think I'm just going to go Area Auxiliary and then just give it haste. I don't think Scurry of Gremlins does too much on this board. Man, they have 3 Writhing Chrysalis in their deck? Oh my gosh! Triple Chrysalis, Wumpus Aberration. What is this deck? They took the Mountain because they can... Well, no, they can't play the Chrysalis still. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm just going to give it haste once. The thing is, I don't want to trade here because I feel like I need to be able to cast a large enough Thraben Charm to be able to kill stuff. What is this? How big is this? 3, 4, 3. Oh my gosh. They can't cast this yet, fortunately for us. Oh my goodness. Alright. So we can deal 6 damage to it. I'm gonna attack with the Auxiliary. See what they do. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. God, how good with stasis LB or whatever. So this deals 8, 11 damage, 4, 5, 7. Okay, so yeah, we'll do this. Writhing Chrysalis down! And friends. It's the best we got. They're still gonna play a Devourer and it's just gonna be over. Oh well. They're gonna kill our flyer. And yeah. I mean, there are 14 cards left already? What the hell? They have 4 Writhing Chrysalis in their deck! Are you kidding me? And they get to play this! Oh my gosh, 4 Chrysalis! How is that possible? How is that possible? That's unreal. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 toughness. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 toughness. Alright, I have this Razorgrass Ambush. So it can kill it. Let's say if they go with the 3 sack spawn again. 3 spawn sack again. Oh my goodness. I am in shock. This is like probably the best Eldrazi deck I've played against in weeks. Malevolent Rumbles, Glimpses, Quad Chrysalis, Aberration. Whew. It's just like, I don't see any filler. It's just all great Eldrazi cards. Well, if that's what it's going to take to beat our Boros deck, so be it, right? Alright, they took it this time. Sure. A little awkward to play this post-combat, but I didn't have the mana to play this and cast Razorgrass Ambush. The thing is, they just have so many chump blockers, so Scurry of Gremlins doesn't even destroy them. And I don't know why they're being so conservative with this. Just kill my flyer. Like, what are you waiting for here? Kill my, I guess, Thriving Skyclaw? Just play it, friend. Alright, Stasis, what is it? That Stasis card, that's what I need to draw. That's one of the clean answers I have to the Chrysalis. I have 2 flyers, so my route to victory is finding an answer to Writhing Chrysalis and then flying over. But the problem is, I only... yeah, they're going to play this Devourer, and I'm just going to have the 1 flyer left. Okay. Don't think that was too tough. Kill the Skyclaw, sure. Don't think they're going to attack. Alright, Stasis Prison thing. Come on, Stasis Prison thing. Jolted Awake. What do you do? Well, I have no creatures, so nothing. How... wait, has everything just been exiled? Have I lost any creature? Oh, I guess I only lost the 1 creature. So 4... this is 8 toughness. Oh, man. Scurry of Gremlins gives us 6 energy. They have infinite blockers. I guess I can make them all 6 somethings. Do I want to make everything an X3? So I can make this a 5 power, 7 power creature? It's not quite enough. Alright, we're just gonna chill for now, I guess. Oh, that's my out. I just realized. It's Ral and the Implicit Maze. We have 2 copies of that card. So Ral and the Implicit Maze will clear out all the spawns, and then let's say they kill block my 3 biggest creatures. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Almost there. But I feel like that's kind of our avenue to victory. But they're just going to keep playing large Eldrazi, and we're like, the more realistic thing that's going to happen here is they're just going to play a bunch of big Eldrazi, and I'm going to die. Okay, sowing Micah Spawn kicked. Getting my planes, sure. They're keeping up a green mana, though, so we'll note that. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. Infinite Gas. Horrific Assault, why not? This is... oh, this is such a beating. Their deck is so good. This is like at least a 9 out of 10 Eldrazi deck, right? I would give this at least a 9 out of 10. Quad, Writhing Chrysalis, Devour Destiny, Micah Spawn, Repurposer, Assault, Double Rumble, Glimpse, Aberration. We're gonna die very soon as well. That is an answer. That is an answer. And now we can Jolted Awake the Auxiliary and give our Area Auxiliary haste. It gives us an out. We still can't really attack with our ground creatures, though. I do want to make my Conduit Goblins 4/4s. Because then I can block the 3/3s. And, yeah. I'm going to just do 1 just because I want to have the 4 energy. So let's just use 1 energy. I don't think I have a lethal attack, so... Okay. They have 2 cards left. We'll see what they have. We're at 17. They're at 10. We have a flyer in the Area Auxiliary. We have 4 energy with the Scurry of Gremlins. 6 creatures to their 5. Ral and the Implicit Maze, again, would be a pretty nice draw here, as it would allow me to at least kill these 2 spawns. And that could potentially mean a lethal attack. So let's say just based on this board, 3 blocks, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Okay. So they played their land here. They have access to just infinite mana. 2 cards in hand still. We'll see what it is. Okay, never mind. It's Unfathomable Truths. God, their deck. Oh! They just never run out of gas. They just never run out of gas. My alternate plan here is to next turn turn Area Auxiliary into a 5/3. And attack twice, and just hope that they literally have, they don't have a removal spell or Writhing Chrysalis number 5. That seems to be the best out here at this point. Oh, it's a Lelia. Well, that can't really attack. I'm glad I made 4/4 Conduit Goblins. All right, Ral and the Implicit Maze off the top. Ral and the implicit maze off the top. Come on. Nope, just the plains. All right, so yeah, we're on the try to kill them with the auxiliary plan here. It's a 2-turn clock. We're playing to our outs, right? That's just all we're doing. And we're just hoping that they don't have a removal spell for the auxiliary. That's it. That is our game plan. They're at 5 life. Are they going to upkeep thin out their deck? Well, they got to make sure that they have the proper lands, too. They have 7 cards left. Oh, no. What is this? Okay. Upkeep sack. It'd be funny if they just had nothing. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No. Wait, they didn't! Okay. So I don't think that matters, honestly. But they do have to be careful with their attacks. It's just a question of how much action they have left in their deck, right? But they don't have any lands left. They probably have a bunch of landscapes and maybe some spell lands. Because that's only, what, 6, 7... I guess they just have 8 basics in their deck. They could have maybe more islands. All right, 4 cards in hand. What you got? Oh, no, it's a fight spell. Or a bite spell. No, it's Strength of the Harvest. Well, that doesn't give it trample. Oh, it's a Horrific Assault. Darn. Ay, ay, ay. Well, look, we played to an out. And they had the answer. We do have Static Prison in our deck still. So we're probably going to need to use that on the Devour Destiny. Right now, if they do attack us with the Devour, we're going to need to chump block here with our Gremlins, given that it's a 14-14. Man, they have so much unfathomable truths. Double Horrific Assault. Whew. I'm still in awe of how awesome my opponent's deck is. Good work, Botto. They even have a Lalia. What the hell? What the actual hell? Well, Plains was not the answer that we were looking for. Do I want to make this into a 3-1? Nah. Let's attack with our 4/4s and see how they block. This gives me still 2 blockers for Devour Destiny. Yep. Let's try to kill the Myca spawn. Alright, we kill the Repurposer. I guess Lalia will attack now. But if they attack, and I draw Ral and the Implicit Maze, right? If they attack with Lalia and Devour, and don't play something big, and I play Ral and the Implicit Maze, hey, that is a path to victory. Additionally, they have 5 cards left in their deck, so they got to be careful with how many times they activate the Lalia. So that's also something that they need to consider. It's amazing how close this is, given just the strength of our opponent's deck. It's a testament to the power of our deck as well, right? We have great removal, really solid creatures. Disciple of Fraelis, of course, is pretty bad here. Although, you might want to just play it as a 3/3, I don't know. Oh, they didn't play any... They didn't attack. Alright, well, certainly not interested in attacking into a 12/12. So we're hitting our land pocket now. Makes sense. Ral in the Implicit Maze, please. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 8 lands left in our deck. They have 4 cards left in their deck. I think we're just like a big top deck or an Eldrazi away from just losing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They do have a lot of lands left in their deck, I will say. Right? Like 3 of these are going to be lands. At least. Maybe 4. Oh my gosh, never mind. Another Devourer of Destiny. Okay. Fair enough. Alright, we need a big draw here. Come on! Big draw deck! Give me a big draw! Come on! Like, come on! They have double Devourer? This is a 7-0 deck. Oh, man. Have this in your opener. Make sure you have a Chrysalis on turn 4. Springheart Nantuko as well. This is just a joke. This is a joke. Like, what? What? What is this? This might be the best deck I've ever seen in this format. And we drew a land. Alright, good game, opponent. Amazing, amazing deck. And this is what it's going to take, because I really love our deck. We had a fantastic draw, and honestly, they just had a much, much better one. They had 4 copies of the best common that we've seen in years, along with a lot of excellent support to go with it. Okay, on the play here, there's the Ral and the Implicit Maze. I'm going to keep this. It's kind of... I will say, we have been getting a lot of opening hands without a 2-drop, when I feel like we have like 8 or 9. But I'm going to keep this. Mountain Plains, Jolted Awake, Galvanic Discharge, Reiterating Bolt, Thriving Skyclaw, and Ral in the Implicit Maze. It's extremely likely that we're going to cycle the Jolted Awake here just to find lands or creatures. And then we have a couple of removal spells for the early game. So solid hand regardless, but would obviously love to have a creature here. Maybe a creature off the top. Ooh. I think I just have to play this Amped Raptor. Let's see if we hit something. Nope, we hit, obviously, a 5-drop. Jesus Christ. Well, at least we're not drawing it, right? Whatever. They have so much energy. Alright, let's cycle this first. And I'm just wondering if I should be using a discharge here and then use the bolt. I don't have any other ways to generate energy other than this Thriving Skyclaw. Alright, I'll use the discharge. Although I might want to save this Reiterating Bolt for a second target. I think I'm just going to play Mandibular Kite and pass. It's a little bit slower, but Reiterating Bolt is extremely good in this matchup. So, gonna hopefully they play like another Solstice Zealot. Blue-white has a lot of small creatures. So, yeah, this is fine too. I'll use this bolt combination on basically anything. Ral in the Implicit Maze also could be decent, although we are killing both of these creatures right now. Oh, interesting. Oh man, Ral in the Implicit Maze is going to be so good. No lands here. No lands here. I don't think I care about the bolt right now. Yeah, let's just play the Zealot. I doubt they're going to tap anything here. Feels like a waste of energy. Like, what are you going to tap, right? Alright, really need some lands here. Okay. The thing is, my Amped Raptor can block the Visionary, unless they have a way to kill the Raptor as well. Oh, sure. Okay. Okay. That's fair. Alright. All right, we'll take that. Give me a land here. Come on, deck. We need some lands. Okay, perfect. Okay. Certainly feels like a reiterating bolt turn. The question is, which creatures am I interested in killing? Certainly the auxiliary is one of them. And then is it the Serum Visionary or the Solstice Zealot? I think it's just going to be the 3/3. I don't really care about things getting tapped down too much. They're probably tapping down my tapper. It's the, What? They didn't tap down my tapper? I don't know about that. You have 4 energy. But now I have the advantage with the Zealots, right? Because now I can end of turn tap their Zealot and then proceed to attack with my creatures. It frees up my Nyxborn Unicorn as well. Like, I'll take 2 from the Kite to tap down the Zealot to get in for damage as well. And if I draw a land, I can just play Rallin the Implicit Maze to kill the Kite. I see. Does this tap artifacts? It does not. Okay. Alright, so let's tap the Zealot. And then if they use 4 energy, then I'll just... if they use 4 energy, I'll just tap it. Okay. Yep. Alright, so I'm at 13, they're at 11. They have a battle wagon. They used 4 energy there, and I tapped it down with my Zealot. I do have an active Zealot available here. We have a pretty big offense. Deem Inferior, I'm going to put on the bottom. So they did get rid of my Zealot, but I do have the backup Zealot here. If they have another removal spell, holy cow. I don't think I want that either. I want, like, more interaction for what's in play. Are they going to crew and hit me for 5? They could. They don't have any energy. They should probably just... Oh, I guess this is just a 2/3, huh? Well, that was pretty good. This is a crew cost of 4. Oh, they get the... Oh, right. They can still tap something down. Yeah. I still think it's good to kill this, but yeah. It's not as good as I thought it was going to be, but it's okay. The thing is, now they only have 1 energy for the battle wagon, so they can't tap this turn with the battle wagon. They're at 7 life. We can play Rallin the Implicit Maze to kill this if we draw land number 5, and if we don't, then it's going to be a creature. Scurry of Gremlins would be awesome. And there you go, win number 6. 6 and 2. Once again, ranked number 23, and playing for trophy number, I've lost count. It might be like 14 or something like that. Well, let's go, 6 and 2. Okay, we are on the play, certainly keeping this. We have 2 Plains Mountain, Metastatic Evangel, Conduit Goblin, Thraben Charm, and Scurry of Gremlins. Wish I had more ways to put +1/+1 counters on things, like Inspired Inventors and such, but I don't even know that we saw one. So this is interesting, Conduit Goblin versus Metastatic Evangel. Now, the fact that we drew the Galvanic Discharge makes this pretty easy, because now we just go Conduit Goblin. If they play a creature, next turn we can go Evangel, and discharge, give it haste, and then discharge whatever they play. All right, we drew double discharge. Would really like another land here or a creature next turn. Our opponent played Stump Stomp as a land, so they probably have some action. They could have an Eldrazi Displacer. Glimpse the Impossible. Okay, so they're trying to go wide, and they're just getting some tokens here, which is fine. Certainly not killing those, and I guess this is just our draw, right? So Scurry of Gremlins, give everything haste and beat down and hope for the best. We're certainly not pumping anything here. All right. So they're at 7. They have access to a bunch of mana, but look at our hand. We have Thraben Charm with 4 creatures in play and double Galvanic Discharge. So unless they play a Ral in the Implicit Maze, I think we're going to be looking okay. Obviously, Writhing Chrysalis is also very, very strong. Yep. But we can just straight up kill that one. So it's not even a problem. Boom. That's right. That's right. Boom. We're going to have 4 energy here, too. So we can use Scurry of Gremlins, actually. Are you dead? Are you dead yet? Yes! They hit me with a good game, I'll give it back. And there you go. Boros beats incredible draws in a lot of these games. Our opponent went turn 3 Glimpse into turn 4 Chrysalis, but we had the key removal spell with the Scurry, and we were able to get it done. And that, folks, is back-to-back trophies. And this time, I mean, Boros was super duper open. We got Conduit Goblin on the wheel. This was a really, really strange draft, only because just stuff like this I feel like should happen way less often at this point in the metagame, right? The format is a lot more mature, and Boros aggro being basically the second best archetype behind Gruul Eldrazi means that there should at least be 1 and probably 2 Boros drafters at each table, and the fact that there wasn't is something that obviously I'm going to take advantage of, and this deck was played out super smoothly. We had 9 2s, a Mandibular Kite, Scurry was amazing, and then we had a bunch of good interaction, Prison, Double Discharge, Thraben Charm, so plenty of answers for the Writhing Chrysalis that we saw while doing this draft. And yeah, I mean, the deck just played out very, very smoothly. 4x Conduit Goblins. Can't be upset with that, and really, really happy with how this deck played out. And honestly, going into this after the draft, I thought, hey, I know it's hard to expect a trophy, but I think going into this, when I saw the final product, I was like, yeah, this is probably like a 40 to 50% chance of trophying, honestly, with kind of the cards that we had. And so, yeah, we were able to get it done. Really, really solid run, back-to-back trophies, and maybe we can trophy again. Can we make it 3 in a row? But we will find that out in tomorrow's draft. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to hit the like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. Patreon.com/paulcheon. Access to the Patreon will give you access to the Discord. There are many different tiers, many different benefits. The top tier, for example, gets you access to a once-a-month private coaching stream. And there's not a lot of people in that tier, but if you are in that tier, I do basically do a private coaching stream. It's going to be about a couple hours that you can get access to if you join that tier. Additionally, this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. If you want Magic the Gathering or other TCG singles, check out TCGplayer.com. Check out the affiliate link in the description below, just so they know where you got the link. Additionally, if you want to pick up Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories, check out heavyplay.com, heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.